crimes were committed by law-abiding citizens.
They all have seen nightmare visions beforehand. The same pattern is repeating around the world, so there could be an overriding paranormal element.
Are you talking about magic? Then we have to find John Constantine.
There!
Into the house!
Come on, it's a dream team. You, me, Zatanna, Batman, maybe even a Justice League.
Let's take a walk on the dark side then. Draga Malefic. Draga Malefic.
Let's do this.
Fuck it off.
Hi, this is Marc Morrell from New York Comic Con 2016, and we're talking about Justice League Dark. And I'm here with Jay Oliva, the director.
Yes, hi guys.
So we're talking about a movie that was adapted from another comic book series called Justice League Dark, which is a part of the New 52 series, right?
Yes. So this is Justice League Dark within our continuity that we set up from Justice League War and Son of Batman. So it's the same continuity, which is why we have Jason O'Mara and the same kind of recurring cast that we've had in the past.
Right. So in this adaptation, do we experience the House of Mystery?
Oh yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it there. You'll see like Orchid is there. You'll see all like basically the whole team, like Swamp Thing and Deadman. And the Demon, Jason Blood. You'll see all of them all together.
And does the House of Mystery serve as the meeting place and also transports them to other locations?
Oh, yeah, it's just like the comic book. So yeah, and Constantine is the one who's in charge of the House of Mystery. So you'll see that. Yeah.
All right. So, how different are the fight scenes in a supernatural one like this versus the traditional Justice League?
It's interesting in a sense that it's a lot of magic. So I came up with a whole kind of magic system, like the way that the colors as well as like how the runes. So it's very. I just drew upon all the video games that I love that have like crazy magic effects, and I kind of just came up with like action sequences based upon that. But it's still. I mean, you'll still see like my usual like crazy like big explosions and high action that I'm known for. So it'll be good. Does
it take longer to get some of those supernatural effects to happen rather than just a biff or a punch in the stomach or something like that?
No, the punch in the stomach actually takes longer because this stuff it's a lot of just posing and then cool stuff happens. And the other thing is like you gotta do multiple combos and string things together. It's a little bit harder for that. But they're different. I mean, the thing is for me is like I have to, because we're dealing with lots of different characters. So for example, the villains, they have their own kind of magic and it looks different. And they're also colored differently. So whether you're like an evil wizard or a demon, their magic, even though they're bad, will be different in a sense because they come from two different places even though they're evil. For example, we have Zatanna, who her magic looks very different than anybody else's. And even Constantine, to a degree, you'll notice that it is different than Zatanna and different than anybody else's. So you'll see like all these different kind of schools of magic that I try to integrate into like the visuals.
Okay. All right. We've seen in recent Justice League and Batman movies that the feel of the whole thing is a little bit dark. And the color and the shading is a little bit dark. So now you've got one that's called Justice League Dark.
Yes.
And how hard is it to make animation when it's hard to see the characters on the screen because it is so dark?
No, it's not so hard. I mean, if you think about it, Batman goes in and out of darkness all the time. Like Dark Knight Returns is very dark. Like we had it where Batman was like the palette is really kind of we try to match it like the comic book. So with this stuff, it's still the same palette that we've done in our movies, except like we don't have too many daytime. Like this whole takes place. Basically, I think the whole movie takes place over one night. Yeah. So it is, of course, dark. But I think what we try to do in tone is try to keep it, serious, stay true to the characters, as well as have the kind of like threat threat that's different than what you'd see in any of the other Justice League films. Because this is more supernatural. Actually, what James Tucker and I wanted to do is do more of a horror movie, but with superheroes. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, it'll be very cool.
And do we have any date on this when this comes out yet?
I believe it's first quarter of 2017. Yeah. Okay. So it's very soon. I think it's my last movie came out at the same time, so it should be around that same time. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on ToonBarn.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
crimes were committed by law-abiding citizens.
They all claim to have seen nightmare visions beforehand.
Any clue what's causing it?
No idea.
The one we got feeling for Jordan, and it couldn't be some hairy-ass monster?
The same pattern is repeating around the world, so there could be an overriding factor, perhaps a paranormal element.
Are you talking about magic?
We've come up against magic before, Batman. Circe, Trigon, Felix Faust.
Even Shazam's powers are based in magic. With as much as you've seen, can you rule it out?
The criminally insane don't need magic as an excuse. I recommend spending more time on the streets instead of flying over them.
He's even friendlier than they say.
Your life is a patchwork of blackness with no time for joy. How do you cope with it?
I have a butler.